DraftSociety.com presents a Premier League Draft Fantasy Podcast. Welcome to the Key Pass Collective, your exclusive source for the information, analysis, and advice you need to dominate your fantasy leagues. Come on in. We've been expecting you.
Draft heads, humblest of greetings, and I hope this podcast finds you well. My name's Joe Williams. I'll be your host for this particular episode. I'll let you in on that in just a second. Welcome into the KPC. We're back. We are here for the double game week. We're going to be talking a lot about that today. Welcome in. If you've not joined us before, we are, of course, the audio companion to the Draft Society website. We deal exclusively in the draft Premier League fantasy football game. So yes, if you're curious about the opening, we were just ranting about ChatGPT and about AI, and and I was sharing how I get emails from students that start with, "I hope this email finds you well." Nobody says that. Stop having ChatGPT write your emails for you. Anyway. We can rant a little bit more about that if we want to here in just a second. But first, let me tell you a little bit about the Draft Society. So, as mentioned, draft fantasy football game, and we've got everything you're going to need there. Literally, we've got rankings, we've got your waiver wire, we've got your Sleepers 11 weekly, we've got draft statistics that are incredibly in-depth, ways to set up your league, Draft 101 articles, things every week to be able to set your lineups, to be able to pick up players, make sure that you're starting a strong squad, and that's all completely free. If you are interested in supporting us, if you are interested in supporting an independent fantasy football website, well, of course, then we've got a subscription service you can sign up for. It's called The Inner Circle. We really do think it's very worth it, and we try to make sure that our product is solid, and we try to make sure that it's actually going to help you win your leagues. We really think it does. So we've got rest of season player rankings on there. Every international break, and one is upcoming. Weekly player points projections. We got sortable consensus rankings. We've got extra articles weekly, including I always mention Ryan's Ghost Point Tracker and accompanying article Ghost Point Hunters. We've got set piece taker trackers, fixture difficulty tracker. All of that is on there for the Inner Circle exclusively, as well as some other little goodies from here for time and again, I should say. And then, of course, the crown jewel. If you sign up for the season pass, you'll get the fantasy toolkit that is linked to your Fantrax ID, and it will literally tell you in your league players you can pick up, what they're projected to score, what your matchup might be with your opponent, approximately those scores. It'll tell you about fixture difficulty for the rest of your squad. It'll tell you, give your squad a rest of season ranking, literally a numerical value for your squad for the rest of the season. It's got so many new tools that we're working in, and every day it's changing and evolving for the better. It's really incredible. So check it out. Fantasy Toolkit is included if you get the season pass. You can still use the Draft Miss deal, now $20. Happy Draft Miss 23 is your code at checkout if you're willing to do that. And again, that is supporting us, helping us keep the lights on. We each put hundreds of hours into this every season, if not sometimes more. So total, I don't even want to know how many hours we have. It's easily in the thousands. But that's all for content because we love this game. We love this community. You guys are the reason we do this. So if you're willing, interested, check it out. Help us out. Otherwise, take advantage of the free stuff on there. DraftSociety.com. All right. Today on the KPC, we are jumping into double game week and blank game week tiers. I'll explain that in just a second, but we are basically looking at the next 2 weeks, and we're going to jump into some tiered rankings in a second. Tiers in a way. We'll get there. And then we've got a smaller version of Fantasy Fake, Fantasy for Real. Just a couple of slides this time, so maybe like 6 players. And then we're going to end it with, of course, our Gameweek 28 waiver ads and stash candidates, potentially. That being a big one, because next week, of course, is the dreaded blank apocalypse. Real quick, hey to everybody in chat. What is going on? Draft Alchemy, Dutch Cowboy, Draft Espresso, Draft Tash, all of you. How's it going? Pubs with Ab. Welcome, everybody. Ben Chickens, how's it going? Welcome. We love you all. Thank you for joining us every time. There's a whole bunch more watching, so say hey in the chat. And, of course, if you all have questions at any time, feel free to send them, and we'll try to get to them just kind of as we progress here throughout the evening. But we love having you guys, and chat's always popping off. So if you have ever thought about joining us, please do it. Okay, let's bring in the lads. It's the faces that you're used to. It's the usual gents. How's everyone doing? Yeah, exactly. Nice, Sanji. Everyone's all right? We're feeling okay? Feeling all right? Nice. Sanji just listened to the episode today when I was walking the dog of the Banta Boys.
Did the dog enjoy it?
The dog, I didn't. I thought about taking out one of my earbuds and putting it in hers, but thought I might lose it. She's got big ears, so didn't want to. Want to do it. But no, it was solid. It was really good. I thought you guys did a nice job, especially at the end.
So Joe doesn't want the dog to know. So.
Yes, Addie is my main rival in my home league, which is her and a bunch of, I don't know, stuffed animals. I don't know. We've talked before about that. I don't have a home league. Yeah.
That could have gone so many ways.
Yeah.
I must say, I loved your intro. It was very calm. I felt like I was about to talk to my therapist for a second.
Well, good. Then I guess a chatbot can be your therapist.
Yeah, probably.
Cheaper, probably.
Maybe.
I wonder, actually, that's really interesting. I wonder if there's like a setting on there where it won't allow itself to be your therapist. That's got to be dangerous, right? You can't take life advice from a robot. You can? I mean, okay.
Ryan,
I mean,
you
there are strange settings when we had I think it was when ChatGPT first went live, some Hungarian dudes tried to get it to do some stuff like political stuff, and it was freely doing some stuff for one of the political parties, and was very reluctant to do other stuff for other political parties. So, strange settings on
Interesting. So, yeah. We had a situation at school where we had a substitute in, and shit goes down when there's a substitute. We had a substitute in, and the boys in the class got reported to administration because they spent the entire day trying to get a chatbot to say racial slurs. I don't think that they were successful, but they did get reported to administration for it. So that's, at least there's some justice in the world.
I'm sure that the administration came down hard.
Oh, yeah. Yeah, Yeah. White collar fucking school in the suburbs of Raleigh. Not really. But that's all right. Okay. Shall we move? All right, let's do this.
Before we move on, just wanted to caution everyone. I don't know how much of a European football fan everyone is, but if anyone tells you to check out last weekend's unfortunate main event, Moussa Diakabi's injury, do not check it out. Do not check it out.
I haven't seen it.
It's a fucking nightmare. I couldn't sleep.
Oh,
that dude may not walk again.
You saw it live? Oh God.
Yeah, it was kind of hard at first to see what exactly happened live, but yeah, I've since watched replays, and I mean, I think his career is most likely over.
Oh no!
I think that's almost a foregone conclusion that his career is over. Right? If he can If he can walk again, then I'd be happy.
Oh, that's horrible. You know that so many listeners are going to go and just look it up now, but
No, but don't. Like,
Toddy's
don't.
telling you not to, so don't. Okay, don't.
Yeah.
All right, let's do this, guys. So, first thing I've got for you. Yeah, no, legit. Draft Espresso says appreciate the warning. I do too, because I hadn't seen it yet, and I'm sure I would have just been like, oh, what's this? Okay. Anyway, so first things first. Guys, I want to remind people about the double game week and the blank game week, as if anybody on God's green earth who plays this game does not know about this yet. I highly doubt that. But our first kind of activity for the evening, yes, I called it an activity, is going to be us thinking through this blank game week and double game week that are ensuing. So on your screen, you can see how the double game week, the fixture difficulty tracker varies based upon defensive options on the left-hand side there and forwards on the right-hand side. So you'll see Bournemouth for the defensive options leading the charge, and then Luton Town leading the charge for forward options. But otherwise, they share a fairly similar theme, and that, of course, is being that the teams who play in Game Week 29 are going to be higher on the list, obviously, in terms of fixture difficulty rating, than the teams who blank in 29. So in order to kind of conceptualize / internalize this a little bit, guys, we're going to be making some tiers. And the way we're going to do this is we are going to basically, in a way, draft players, right? So I want to go through some of these tiers, right? We have our S tier, A, B, C, D, E. Anyone who's seen a YouTube video knows about tiers. Everybody does them now. So we're each going to pick a player to go in our S tier, followed by pick a player to go in our A tier, B tier. And what I would ask is keep track of who your players are. This is going to be fairly quick fire. And then at the end, I want you to tell the people who you've quote unquote drafted. Doesn't matter which positions you have. You don't have to start a starting 11. This is just a fun little activity, and we're just gonna roll through it like that.
Are just quick.
Yeah, do it.
Logistical question. So, are these streamer level folks?
I was gonna say no, but
I think we probably should. Like, nobody's gonna benefit from this. I know Dowdy will be great for the DGW.
Yeah. Okay, that's fair. I like it. My only question is, do you think people will be like, should I start X or should I start Y? And will that help them to make that decision?
No.
Or is it better to just limit it to potential players who are available on your...
I think the latter.
Okay. Are we good for that? That's going to make it really hard, and I doubt we get to F then.
I mean, you've seen my
That's true. You have a planner
analysis.
that is intricate, to say the least.
Yeah.
Is it for the 2 game weeks together?
It is, exactly. It is for the next 2 game weeks. So we're looking at it as the next 2 game weeks are the entire season.
I wish I prepared. I honestly do.
Well, you have time. I mean,
All right, so you have different levels of
thinking.
preparedness here. You have different levels of... So Ryan is clearly at the top with his intricate sheet of names that he's been looking to add. Sanji already's done a
binder.
podcast on this. So check out Banta Boys because they have an entire section of waivers on there. I'm maybe somewhere after that. And then you got Toddy near the bottom this week. So this will be fun. I
think my wife took my piece of paper.
Joe, I'm definitely sitting in on one of your classes one day in the future. This is amazing.
You're picturing this is what it's like?
Yeah, pretty much. Like, for those that are listening to the podcast, there's like a rainbow array of categories. It's beautiful.
Yeah, it is. It's pretty good. Yeah, check it out. Check it out on YouTube if you are on the audio version. Anyway, okay. So let's go with we're gonna go with the order that you're on my screen, and then of course for the next round, we can switch it up. So we'll do the snake style. So we're going Toddy, Ryan, Sanji, and then I'll go. Toddy, double game week 28 and 29 is the entire season. You have to pick from guys who and we'll be generous on this, guys who potentially might be available to pick up or were before this last week.
Wait, are we doing any position? Like,
Yeah, any position. Yep.
Okay, I'll go Milos Kerkez.
Okay. Was that yours?
That's such a cop-out.
Why is
I
it
feel
a
like
cop-out?
I feel like people already have Milos.
He has to go. He's contractually obliged.
Ugh.
All right, Ryan.
Onyeka.
S tier. Onyeka S tier. Nice. Sanji.
I'm gonna go Mepham.
Wow, Mepham is an S tier. That's how bad this is. This is about to get.
Why not?
Oh man. All right, I'm gonna go. Ooh, Lord. I'm gonna pull the trigger, man. You sang his praises on the Banter Boys podcast. He's been better lately. He's got a double. I'm going Kaminsky.
Oh. There should be a premium for folks that have a good matchup in this DGW week, but also play in the BGW.
Right?
There is only Luton, though.
No.
Yeah, there's only 8 teams.
No, sorry, the
There's only-
double and have a...
Yeah. I'm not saying that they
yeah.
have to double this week and play the other one, but
Right.
the decent streamer that you'd think about this week and both weeks, I would say.
All right. So I go again, right? All right. I'm gonna go with. Oh man, this got tough immediately. Can I have Hudson-Odoi, or is he too owned?
Do you want him?
I do.
I think he'd be highly owned. I don't think he's under 40.
Well, we're not. 40 is ludicrous. We're not doing 40, are we? Luda. I can't go double Luton defense. So guys, you gotta help me out here.
You can. And you
Can't
sounds
you?
like you will.
Come on now.
All right. I'm gonna go. Oh man. Okay, I will go with. I guess Cook. I'll take Cook.
Yeah, that's a great pick.
I'll go Vlad Sufal.
Ooh.
Does that
Wait. No, that's Toddy. That was out of turn for you.
Wasn't?
mean- He's
we
also
not doing
probably like
Snake?
80% rostered too, by the way.
Yeah.
Oh, sorry. I thought we were doing.
I'll go
Snake.
James Ward-Prowse.
I
We
thought were doing
we
Snake.
are going Snake, which means that Sanji would be next.
Oh, we're going Snake. All right.
Yeah. Which is why I just went twice. Toddy, you're last.
Okay. I know.
Gives you time to get your
See,
shit
Sanji,
together.
this is normally how it goes in class. You know, basically just things devolve into utter chaos.
Some come prepared.
Yes. Oh,
Some
no,
copy.
Pubs, we are currently on A tier. So I just did the first pick of A tier with Cook. But unfortunately, sorry, Joe, I got nothing. Said that Cook should not be available.
So S tier was. Who was
S tier
it?
was-
Erkez, Onyeka. Who was yours, Sanji?
Mepham.
Mepham, yeah, Mepham and
I had Kaminsky.
Kaminsky, yeah.
Yep. And then I took Cook.
Okay.
All right, Sanji.
I'm going to assume Lakonga's not fit. I mean, we haven't gotten presses and stuff, so to kind of timestamp this, it's Wednesday. So if Lakonga's still injured, I'm going to go Chong.
Okay. It's solid. I have him in a league, and I am a little bit worried about that for the second match.
I mean, I don't think he gets... He probably won't get 90 in either of them, but it wouldn't surprise me if 2 starts, early subs.
Fair enough. All right, Ryan.
I'm going to go Edson Alvarez.
Oh, nice one. I picked him up in a league this week. Actually, we'll talk about him in a little while. All right, Toddy.
Sorry. Okay, thank you. I'll go Zuma,
Zuma.
and then I'll go.
Now we're into your B tier players.
Yeah, I'll go. Alex Scott.
Ooh. That's an interesting one. How many minutes does he get over this double?
Depends if Christie is really ill or whatever the hell happened at halftime, or not.
Yeah, he's been missing from the lineup. Like he's been in and out of the lineup. But even when he's out, he usually gets an early sub in, and he's decent off the bench as well. So I'm probably gonna start him, even if he doesn't start the first. Just because these two are the two literal best matchups.
Right. Best matchups you could possibly hope to have.
Even, like 60, like 30 minutes times 2 is probably something that that will get me close to double digit. So it's fine.
Yeah.
I'm toying with Sinistera. I mean, I think a month ago I would have said, yeah, I'm starting him even if he doesn't start the first one. However, the fact that he didn't really get a cameo last go round makes me think it's very risky to depend on him for 2.
Yeah.
You definitely not want to start if he doesn't start the first either.
Yeah. Is that your pick?
He's not nailed on to
No,
start
it's
the
not.
second
It's
if he doesn't start the first.
All right, Ryan, it's back to you. Toddy took Zuma and Scott.
Yeah, I mean, I don't think you won't believe this, but no, I'll leave him for later.
Oh, are you sure he's going to be there?
Yes.
All right.
He should be. I'm gonna go Wilson.
Wilson. Yeah, he was picked up in several leagues this week, and now it feels like a steal.
Yeah, he can.
Feels like more of
He goes
trap
invisible.
than a
He's very boomer bust.
Yeah.
Fair enough, Toddy. Yeah, that speaks to your point, Ryan. The fact that Toddy says it feels like a trap.
Oh, I thought he made like a Home Improvement reference, and then I just dated myself.
Hey, it happens. All right, Sanji. Your B tier pick.
Has Clivert been picked?
No. Is he too highly rostered?
32, I think, last I checked.
I think I'll allow it.
All right, you got him.
Love it. Wait, I'm just asking, I'm just throwing that out there.
Okay.
Because it's double game week and blank. So, like, I'm carrying a blank player.
Oh, I see what you're saying. Right.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, because
Okay.
they don't have the blank, or they do
Yeah.
have a blank.
Yeah, he's 32%.
And I already have one person that blanks, right? My phone.
Oof.
Yeah, so I'll go Nicholas Dominguez instead.
Dominguez. Oh wow.
Is he fit?
I'm assuming he's fit. Do you want me to go with someone else if he's
No.
not?
No. I
No,
mean, I
not
like
at
him
all.
too, but the only thing that gave me pause was I think he got taken off early because of a knock.
Yeah, like 78th minute or something like that, I think.
Yeah.
I am going to go with Nico for my first one. And for my second, I think I'm going to go with Bissouma. So I go Nico and Bissouma, which gets us into our C tier players. Sanji, your C tier player.
So, what positions have I filled? I think I filled
Doesn't matter.
defense. Doesn't matter?
No.
I don't have to fill positions.
No.
Okay. I'll go Wilson Odobert.
Bear. Damn, I didn't realize he was available. I picked him up last week and
He might
killed
be getting
it.
close.
I will give it
Check
to you,
his
Sanji, for
roster.
creativity.
Let's see.
Ryan, C tier.
I was going to go forward as well. Just gonna go Fofana.
DDF? Is he low enough in terms of roster? Ship or hood?
Should be.
I don't think so.
I would be surprised, but could be. Because otherwise I can say Brownhill. I got him in a league.
28%.
Dang.
Yeah, Brown is an interesting one because might have been dropped due to the red card.
Yeah, he was dropped in a lot of leagues. If he's out there, actually, go grab him. But yeah, we'll leave him out of it. Just for, I don't know, for argument's sake, I guess. We'll leave him out of it.
He's 62.
No. Okay. Well, then I guess no. All right, Toddy, for the double.
I'll go Matt Sells.
Okay.
Just because of scarcity issues. I've grabbed him in 2 leagues, and it's just goalkeepers.
Sure.
And I'll go Adama Traore.
Oh,
You
think
bastard.
you think he starts?
I'm not sure if he starts, but I'm keeping him on roster for next weekend. And,
Oh man, I like
even
it.
if he doesn't start, like he's one of the highest upside plays off the bench.
Yeah,
So
100%. Yeah.
absolutely.
Just to fill numbers, like have some fun. Throw him out there.
Sure.
Yeah.
Definitely.
I'd rather him than a Luton defender, honestly.
Well, we'll get to those here in a minute.
We haven't like we are at D tier now, are we?
We are currently in D tier. Yeah, you just started D tier.
I've just started D tier.
Yeah.
How many Luton defenders do we have?
None.
The only team that has a double and has a fixture in.
It says a lot, doesn't it?
It does.
Yeah,
Everyone else is rostered,
basically.
so it's only the defense, and you don't.
Well, let's see what Ryan has to say. Ryan, your D tier player.
I'm gonna check on this guy's roster. Ship. No, doesn't count. I will take a punt on Chris Wood.
Wood. Who were you thinking of?
Reguilon, but he's I think 49%.
Oh, I honestly would have given you that one.
I don't want it. I don't want your handouts.
All right,
Your
fair
choice.
enough.
Wait,
All
can
right.
I get a handout?
You can take a pick right now if you want.
Oh, I'll pick then. I'll go with Toffolo.
Toffolo. I have a honest question. Do you guys think? Why am I blanking on his name now? Boley has any chance of starting?
I've tinkered with a Forest center back, but they're so unreliable that
Yeah,
unless it's Boley, I wouldn't take a punt.
that's
Even
fair.
Bowley was
Petered out at the end there.
yeah, hit and miss a bit.
Yeah,
Well, obviously talking about Willie.
yeah.
Not Todd.
I mean, you never know. You can't rule anything out with our clubs.
We're
so.
certainly not talking about Todd. All right, I'm gonna lead off with. So now we're into. Oh no, this is my D tier pick, and then I'll kick us off with E tier. I'm gonna lead off with. Is Onyeka still? Oh no, you took him second overall.
S tier.
Yeah, man.
Yeah.
Damn, he's okay.
Guy.
Okay, JK. In that case, wow. It gets dire pretty quickly, doesn't it? I will go with yikes. Oh, you know what? I'm gonna take another goalie because there's no issues there, right? I'm gonna go with Leno.
Surely he's
above 50 or any random number that we decided that we would.
Oh, is he? Oh yeah. So he is in the community leagues. He's 93% roster, and in every other league, in other leagues,
there.
I'll go
in
KDB
other leagues,
then.
he's only 85% rostered. So I'll go ahead and not do that one then. All right, I'm gonna go with let's see. I'm gonna go with man. This is brutal. All right. I'm gonna take a Luton defender.
Now, which one?
I am.
You probably only get 2 of them right now.
Yeah, that's the hard part.
I'd go Reece Burke.
Mengi.
I was leaning Mengi, but
Well, whichever one you take, I'm just gonna take.
they're a horse apiece, right? Like that's what we
Yeah.
say in Wisconsin. They're a horse apiece. All right, I'll go Mengi. I
Alright,
guess.
I'll take Burke.
Well, I have another pick, so
Oh,
I'm gonna go ahead and take. No, I'm just kidding. I'm not.
You
I'm
gonna
not
double
actually.
Did you? I mean, why
Genie?
not?
I'm not actually.
honestly, why not? Go for it.
I'm gonna roll the dice and go Dros.
Fair.
Fair.
Yeah.
I'm gonna roll the dice and go
Um,
Dros.
Yeah. I'll go the other Luton defender.
All right. You're gonna go with Burke.
Yeah.
All right, Ryan.
Is that me? I'll
Yep.
go Timothy Castagna.
I looked at him. And Toddy.
I'll go. I need to decide on 2. I'll go
Jordan Clark.
I'll go Danilo.
Danilo.
Yeah, and then I'll go.
Isn't that it? Are we done?
Or is it F tier now?
I think yeah. Or we can
Yeah.
just say.
Did
Can we
we?
just say?
No, I don't think we got there yet.
Oh, okay.
Yeah,
All right.
I think
fine.
we each have one more.
All right, Toddy. One more.
Thank you for
Great.
that. I'll
All
go-
these players that everyone has definitely heard of.
Yeah. Is KLP?
Oh, you can have KLP.
eligible? Yeah, I'll have KL.
I think. Yeah.
I think he's like 5%.
5%. Wow. All right, Ryan.
Just to fill in the blanks, the guy previously I was going to shout out was one Neil Mopai, but
Oh.
I'm going to go for a bit of a deeper cut and Morgan Rogers to round out the squad.
Dang.
All
right.
I hate you, Ryan.
That was your pick?
Mr.
Yeah,
Rogers
he
neighborhood.
was on my list, man.
Damn.
He dropped some good points here.
All right. What do you got?
Is this my last pick?
Yes.
Oh my god. All right, I'll go Mads Ruslov.
Mads. All right, I like it. It's not bad. Has anyone taken Dango?
Don't think so.
I'll go Dango with my last pick. All right.
So let's see the teams, Joe.
All right, you guys ready? Okay, Toddy, your team is Kerkez, Zuma, Scott. These teams are fucking terrible. Sorry. Okay, Kerkez, Zuma, Scott. Who did you take? Goalkeeper. Suez. How do you? Sal's. That's right. Adama Traore, Danilo, and KLP.
I'm good with that.
Perfect. Yep. Perfect. Let's see. Sanji, you had. No, sorry, Ryan. You had Onyeka, Chong, Wilson, Fofana.
No Chong.
No,
Oh.
I had some.
No jump for me.
Yeah,
I fucked this up. Wait, no. Did you had Alvarez?
Yeah.
Yes.
Okay, Alvarez. Sorry, I think I'm back on it. Hopefully, Fofana, Wood, Castagne, Rogers. Sanji, that would mean that you had Mepham, right?
Yeah.
And then Chong.
Yeah.
Okay, I messed up that. I switched you and Ryan on that one round. Okay, Mepham, Chong, Dominguez, Odobear, Tofolo, Burke, and then Mads Rorslev. I have Cook. Kaminsky, Cook, Nico, Basuma, Menji, Andros Townsend, and then Dango. Hi.
Well, it was a good. It sounded like a good exercise on paper.
It was. I mean, it was fun. I had a nice time. Yeah, in my head, Ryan, I like that you restricted us on the fly there. But in my head, I was like,
finds you well.
Yeah, well, like in my head, I was like, who are our S tier guys? And it was like, okay, you got Dowdy, you got your Barclays, you got your, right? Like, but yeah, I think that was probably maybe more useful. Hopefully,
We should see how it scores.
Yeah. We honestly should. We honestly should. If anybody wants to do that math, come back next week. I'll send you the list. Okay, let's.
ChatGPT will help you there.
No, it won't. It definitely won't do that. Yeah. What's my overall combined game week score for? I hope this score finds you well. No. All right.
Fantasy Fate. Fantasy for real. Fantasy Fate. Fantasy for real.
Yeah. Let's harmonize with that shit.
I can't
All right,
wait
guys.
to go to his concert one day.
I really hope we do.
I think he's playing.
Playing the public library. In,
I thought he was.
Bronx.
I thought he was playing as a starting act or whatever it's called for the Eras tour.
He should live stream
Opening
it, right?
act.
Talking about opener.
Yeah.
Yeah. I mean, hey, that would be the dream come true for him, I'm sure. All right. So, yes, Draft Alchemy is saying and referring back to rating our teams. Yes, you have to pick one. All right, we'll get back to you on those scores because that'll be fun to just see who comes out on top with that one. Okay, Fantasy Fig, Fantasy for Real. These are players who are in great form. The question is it going to continue? Like I said, this is going to be little bit of a condensed version of this than we normally do, thanks to the tiers classroom activity that we just had. But first things first, guys, we got to face the music. I hate to break it to you, but we got to face the music. I thought it'd be interesting to bring this up from last time, just because we actually didn't do this all that long ago. Usually it's like half a season, but we just did this in Gameweek 23. So Discord called for another Fantasy Fake, Fantasy for Real, so I was like, absolutely, we can do it. I didn't realize it wasn't actually that long ago since we did the last one. So here's what we said on the last one. I think it's interesting just to go over this. Connor Bradley, we said that he was fantasy for real. Lorenz Assignon, we said he was fantasy fake. Tosin, we said he was fantasy real. Casemiro, you all said fantasy fake. Gustavo Homer, real-ish. I believe you said basically he's in that like mid-5, range-ish. So like real-ish, but like also replaceable. I think you said the same thing for Lakanga, if I'm remembering correctly, that they're in that same kind of conversation. Rodrigo Muniz, Frankie Muniz, you said was fantasy fake. David Datra Fofana, also fantasy fake. That's an interesting one. And then Elijah Adebayo, you said was real. Are there any of these that we want to revisit?
Definitely Frankie Muniz.
Yeah, what's going on there? Why is he real when we didn't think he was going to be?
I wasn't part of this this review thing, right?
I don't think
so.
you were on that week.
Okay.
Are you disowning these classifications?
A little bit, because I picked up Muniz like right around that time, so I would have been strongly against it, I guess.
I
mean, you also picked up Jimenez and Broya, so let's.
I mean,
add that as
listen,
well.
I'm
sure
sure
that
won at one point, so
I'm sure that had you been on the pod, your opposition would have been duly noted.
Well, Sanji, I mean, like, so to be fair, I have Fofana and Muniz in both of my leagues.
Your
At the
team must look
time,
amazing.
it was grasping at straws. It was like, all right, let's see. These guys might work out. Who knows? It was shortly after the transfer window, a really shitty transfer window, by the way. And so, yeah, I mean, I think they can be fantasy fake without, like, and still potentially be rosterable, is my argument, I guess.
Yeah, I think it's just like Burnley is just so bad that anyone who knows which way the goal is looks a bit better. So Fofana is just it's just getting recognized due to that. But I mean, I have to give it to Muniz that we didn't think he would grab this opportunity with both hands, and he did.
Yeah.
And keeping the potential 50 million man boy out of the team. So yeah. Also, I want to take a moment to revisit a bit of Lawrence Assignon because he's been ghosting very well. Obviously, Burnley defense, I don't think they ever kept a clean sheet.
Right.
So he only gets like the decent scores if they keep it to 1 or if he gets an attacking return. But other than the blowout against Arsenal, he's been on the cusp of rosterable, which is obviously a low bar, but but I think so every time I'm like really strapped for a streamer, I think he's a decent pickup. Like he scored 4 with 3 goals conceded against Palace.
Yeah, but like 4.
I know, but it's
nobody
dependent.
drafted him in the draft that we just had,
Fair.
and he plays in 29.
I mean, we should have probably gone down to like H or I tier, just so that we can unearth these gems.
God no.
I'm like I can totally keep the fake classification. I'm not gonna die on this hill. I'm just saying that.
No, I think you guys are right about it. Honestly,
that he's a decent ghoster.
I think you guys were right about him being fake, and I think if I'm remembering correctly, I honestly think you said exactly that. You and Ryan were talking about how he looks good. He's going to be good for some ghosts. That that the problem there is just the fact that Burnley is going to concede so much that it's going to basically eat into all of his ghosts, which is exactly what's happened.
Exactly.
So, are you picking him up anywhere for the blank?
I have.
Not if I get my initial targets.
Yeah.
I've picked him up.
I think they want to. I want to say that they're a later kickoff on that Sunday. So those guys are good to have just in case your others don't start. So yeah, someone like him or Rogers is good to stash just in case.
Ryan has just changed his background to involve one Kiwi.
Ryan, if you position your head centrally enough, you can look like
you can be the
Kiwis. Oh, this is fantastic.
Yeah, Muniz is a good one.
Just
I think
leave it.
Muniz is the one that we were quite wrong about, which is okay. Especially since I have him everywhere.
You
yeah, I think
capitalized on our wrongness.
I mean, I didn't tell you that I honestly, in terms of Fofana and Muniz, I believe, again, I'm going based upon memory here, but I believe we also said pick them up. Like, go ahead and grab them. It's worth a snag just to see. Did we not?
I don't know, but I was just gonna say that if anyone with podcasting skills would like to sit in the background and produce our podcasts for free,
Yeah.
then go ahead and
And you can pull up the
you
receipts.
could cut in the blurbs that we said about these players, and
That's a great point.
egg on our faces. Put that egg on our faces.
That's a great point. You'll be doing it completely for free, 100% volunteer basis.
I touched on the reason and the rationale for skepticism because he had a couple starts earlier on the season. When they were doing forward roulette and didn't do that great. I think everybody's been burned by Fulham forwards post Serbian tower. But that was my skepticism. Like the position is just like a piece of
and
chalice.
Fulham seems to have leveled off in the sort of either win 5-0 or lose 3-0 kind of swings, and they're just putting together decent-ish results.
Yeah.
So yeah.
Yeah, for sure.
Happy to be wrong.
I think that's the main one, right? That's the main one that kind of is glaring. But otherwise, safe to say that, you all, luckily, for us, kind of know what you're talking about, which is great. With maybe the exception of Casemiro, I don't know. 8 against Fulham and then 10 against Manchester City. What do you think, guys? We got an asset on our hands here.
Looking to Casemiro again.
No, we're actually not. I dropped him shortly after the conversation we had that last time, and an 8 and a 10 is not enough to convince me to pick him back up. Personally, although they have a fantastic run of fixtures coming up, just in the next few.
He's gonna get sent off in 2 games time.
He just might. Everton's the type of team that could bait him into getting himself sent off too. I would love to see it. No, I mean Casemiro's in that same conversation. I think as like a Homer or a Lokonga. They're all there for a reason. All right. Anything else before we move on, guys? Sweet. All right. Fantasy Fig, Fantasy for Real. This is since Gameweek 22. So we should start with one. Callum Hudson-Odoi. Roster percentage is 93% in the Big Three. So in the Community League, in the International Genie League, and in the Discord League. 93%. In all the leagues, 23%. So he's out there. 73 fantasy points since Game Week 22. 3 goals, 5 shots on target, 9 key passes, 16 dribbles, 8 dispossessions. All right. How do we feel about Hudson-Odoi, aside from angry that he's keeping Gio Reyna out of the squad?
At this point, is Gio Reyna any good?
Hard to say.
Wait,
it's been 84 years. I haven't seen him play in so long.
Is Gio even fit? That's what I want to know. Like, why?
Hardly ever
getting any minutes at all?
He's almost never fit, so I would err on the side of no. But
I saw a Twitter post about him since his spat with the US coach 2 years ago. I think he started like 4 games
for club.
For like in all competitions.
Oh wow!
Ever.
Yeah, that's terrible. Yeah, it's not certainly not what the US team needs before the World Cup. But okay, regardless, we're here to talk about not Gio, but Callum Hudson-Odoi. So yeah, I mean he's been scoring goals. He's just been lights out. But even in the games where he hasn't scored goals, against Villa and against Liverpool, 6.5 and 11.5. Those dribbles, man. It's got to speak for something.
Yeah, I think he's real. Still worried a bit about rotation, but when he starts, unless he's going against a top 5 opponent, and you have a ridiculous number of forwards, then yeah, he's a must start for me, especially in the blank.
Yeah.
I agree. I think Forest need to put together a run of games to confirm that they're not gonna get into a relegation spat, and with the center forward position a bit that needs a bit more attention. I think Hudson-Odoi should be fairly nailed on and should be good when he starts.
Harbor Boy mentions in chat, just so many forwards around. You're totally right. You are absolutely correct. That is one of the most difficult things is like, you can start 3 clearly, right? And it's just, this is the only year I remember this being such an issue. And especially for a year when we were coming into it saying, boy, the forward pool seems really thin this year. Better take 2 of them in the first, 5 rounds. Has not panned out that way at all. That's an interesting thing to remember maybe for next season. Some learning we can do, I think, in that area. But all right, it's time. Oh wait, it's time. And Ryan has just left. It's time to talk Kiwior. So, man, there he is. All right, so Jacob Kiwior. Jakub. Okay, thank you. Jakob Kiwior. 100% rostered in community leagues, 56% rostered otherwise, 81 fantasy points with a goal, 2 shots on target, 3 assists on 4 key passes, 3 clean sheets, 10 clearances, 8 aerials, 6 tackles, 5 interceptions. Okay. So, Kiwior, aside from the fact that those numbers to me feel very, I don't want to say lucky, but to have a goal
unsustainable.
On 2, right? Unsustainable. Thank you. Yeah. Then there's the question of whether or not he keeps his job. So in terms of fantasy fake, fantasy for real, when he's in the squad, he might be one thing versus when he's out of the squad, he might be another thing. And that's the conversation I think we have to have. What do we think, Ryan?
Is Ryan here?
Yeah, but we can't hear him.
I don't
see.
I think you have to let them in.
Sure.
Oh, there he is.
Yeah.
Hey, you're back. Hey, sorry.
Goodness.
Sorry. That's why you said let me in.
He was busy getting the poster.
This is the only reason I joined.
The whole draft society.
Right.
Yes. I've been a Kiwi stan for a number of years.
Forever.
Bought him in Poland.
Yeah.
A few things. I think Arsenal's in a weird spot where they've been gangbusters since the Dubai break, and there are a couple of folks like Kiwi and Kai that have been unplayable since then. And then you have the regular starters coming back, Jesus for Kai up top, and potentially Zinchenko and Tomiyasu coming in. And I don't know if either are really going to just walk right back into their starting position. Kiwi also benefits from the fact that Zinchenko and Tomi weren't even on the bench. It seems like their knocks are still pretty egregious in keeping them out of full training and the bench. So I think he has a case to be made for keeping a spot even when they're healthy. But the fact that they're not healthy means you clearly ride it to the wheels fall off. I mean, it is a bit unsustainable. The fact that he's getting the attacking return basically every game.
Yeah.
But I mean, Brentford at home this weekend is a tasty matchup, and I'd be shocked if he didn't start that. And then it gets a little tricky because there's, I think, 3 weeks between Brentford and Man City after the break. So that, and you don't want to obviously start any of them really against City. So stick with him this weekend, and then, I mean, he's a hold for me. I mean, you want a piece of this Arsenal defense. I mean, they're just playing out of their skin. and yeah, you want him for the run in. So again, ride it to the wheels fall off.
Yeah,
So
I
what-
doubt. So, go ahead, Sanji.
What?
No. I wasn't gonna say anything. Is my audio coming through okay? By the way.
Yeah, you're good.
Yeah.
Okay. Yeah. I mean, I have him in our league, Joe.
Yeah.
I'm all about Kiwi. Arsenal look amazing. I'm not sure if like this 3-week gap kills their momentum slightly. It's kind of worrying. Like I feel like they're on such a good pace, unless they go back to Dubai and do whatever they did during the winter break all over again. But yeah, it's amazing owning an Arsenal defender right now.
It really is.
Agreed. I have him as well in my home league and in another league as well. I doubt you can get real trade value, but
That's the question, right?
if you could, what would you trade him out for, Ryan?
I wouldn't, unless it was a ridiculous offer this weekend. I wouldn't, because I think he's going to haul versus Brentford. And yeah, I mean, we talked about it all season. Defenders are coming at a premium. So yeah, it would take a lot to get him off my roster coming into this weekend. After this weekend, God, I don't even know. I couldn't even fathom it. So I haven't even thought about potential targets.
It's like, it's like, what are you gonna? Which of your children are you gonna sell into slavery?
Sophie's choice.
I mean, Son, Holland.
I mean, what about one of the guys we talked about, Muniz?
Yeah, I'd probably do that.
Frankie? Oh, yeah. If I didn't have him everywhere, I'd take Frankie.
Because of the blank, and yeah, forwards would be a premium there. But it makes you think. I mean, if you have better forwards, I think you're turning that down.
Do you think the new guys jump straight in, or one of the Tomiyasu or Zinchenko? Because I think he's been good in real life too.
Yeah.
That's what I prefaced. I don't think they do. They definitely don't come straight back in. Whether or not they can wrangle it back, and maybe there are some tactical games where having Zinchenko inverted, playing that midfield role makes sense. I think it might even help Kiwi, because he could come off in 70th minute with Zinchenko coming on to mop up and banking an early clean sheet. So
also, I think a lot depends on whether Arsenal progress in the Champions League, because that will add to the rotation, which might mean that that Kiwior keeps his place for the Premier League, and the others will have more time in the Champions League as well. So
yeah, they have more experience.
I could see
a Champions League team. I want to see what they do with Timber in the long term, if he even gets ushered into a starting role at all. I doubt it.
I doubt he gets usable minutes this season. Like, I would, if I was an Arsenal fan, I would strongly want him not to get minutes this season.
Yeah, I want him to get some good bench cameos, build up his fitness.
Just a few, and then build up the preseason.
Yeah, but yeah, we went from coming into it with like we might actually need to buy a left back to, I mean, we're stacked at fullback at this point with White and Timber and Tomi and Zinchenko, and obviously Cedric.
Yeah.
So
clearly Cedric. Yeah, definitely.
Yeah.
Definitely. Don't forget Cedric.
yeah, spoiled for choice here.
Yeah, this is a tough one, man. This is a tough one. From an outsider's perspective, I feel like I can't speak on it too much. I have no idea. Like, my initial thought would be, well, of course Zinchenko gets his spot back whenever he's ready.
He wasn't nailed even when everyone was healthy. Like, he was rotated and
Was he not?
Not really.
We saw some Tommy minutes.
But Tommy wasn't healthy, and then he went to the Asia Cup when he did get fit. So like, haven't really had much of that scenario. And then early on, it was Zinchenko who was pretty nailed. But I mean, he's given away some glaring goals. And Kiwi's just a good mix of both in terms of defensive and a little bit of attacking. I mean, that no-look assist was just
Pure skill.
Even better, the assist off the throw-in. Whew.
yeah.
Whew.
Joe, I had PTSD from Martinelli, of course, when I saw a slight deflection when he put that in. I was like, I swear to God, if they make that an own goal, I'm going to just riot because I needed that assist in 2 leagues.
And Declan Rice managers too, right? Like, I mean, it just the assists this season have been so on or off.
I hate it.
Yeah.
It's so arbitrary and just inconsistent, and you never know. But whatever they call it first is sticking. Like, I haven't seen any of them reverse.
Right. All right, let's move. So Omar says, love seeing my Mexican brother El Machín Alvarez on the list, especially since J. Will picked him up for his team. I sure did in the IGL. Hoping for good things, especially over the next 2 weeks. Edson Alvarez rostered 36% in Big 3 leagues, 14% in others. 58 fantasy points since game week 22. He's got a goal, 2 shots on target, but more importantly, 6 key passes, 14 clearances, 11 dribbles, 11 interceptions, 10 tackles, 8 aerials, 5 block shots. That's all while still having 8 dispossessions and 2 yellow cards. What do you guys think about Mr. Alvarez, El Machín?
He's a steady Eddie to have, right?
Yeah, but I'd rather Casemiro.
Yeah,
Oh,
I'd agree. Yeah.
No way.
ouch.
Man, Casemiro's class at the end of the
When's
day.
the last time Casemiro dropped 27 in a game week? Oh wait.
When it's I'd bet you Casemiro
Last
drops
week is the
27.
answer for Alvarez.
Is that when he scored his goal, though? Yeah.
Casemiro gets 27 before Edson Alvarez does.
How much? Okay, how much you want to bet?
The usual.
What's the pint?
A tenner, pint, whatever.
Neither of them. So what? They have to score 27? That's the baseline?
That's the baseline.
This is ridiculous. This is the weirdest bet you guys have ever made.
Who has
27
Who has
is-
more 15 plus performances? Neither probably do rest of season. Let's be real. But who
That's
has
a good
more
question.
rest of season?
Because
Yeah.
Alvarez has, I see a 12 in there.
You think? Yeah, I think.
Did I hear a 9er?
Probably
Going from,
neither, but
walkie-talkie?
I'd bet Casemiro.
Casemiro has
There's a
gotten
better-
18 this season at one point.
better chance of getting it.
Yeah, but is it 27, Sanji?
No, I think the highest Casemiro has gotten is 26 last season. One shy. Close enough, right?
All right, well, the bet
Oh,
stands
there
at
you go.
27. So even if it's like 3 years from now, whichever of these players scores 27 first.
Are we counting points for the Saudi league?
We absolutely are.
Because
Yes.
Casemiro is going to play there next season, I bet.
He's going to haul.
Hat trick every week.
So, in terms of fantasy real, fantasy fake, I'll tell you my stance on this one is I will absolutely pick him up for this week and next week. After that, I'm not expecting anything from him.
Yeah. I'm definitely picking up for 29. I'm not playing him in 28.
Who's he got for 28?
Burnley,
Burnley.
which
Oh,
is a later game, and I'm stashing him for 29, but not ashamed to throw him out for this weekend. I mean, I think he's he's been going a bit more forward since Paqueta's come back, and Kudus is there. And yeah, they just look a lot better of an attacking threat. So I think this new formation
a lot better.
Paqueta is
fits him pretty well.
really is vital to that team, isn't he?
He hasn't been doing shit though, which kind of
No,
upsets me. He's
but
got
I'm
5.5 the last 2 weeks, which
fantasy wise. Yeah, but his presence on there means so much to that
of
team.
course.
Yeah.
I think it's underrated, like what Kai was doing deeper in Arsenal's team as well. Like he's a bit of an unsung hero for West Ham, and it works for them massively.
Yeah, that's tough. But we thought both of them were going to be better fantasy wise than they are. Although Kai, recently, clearly, but I refuse to have him on this list.
This is so clearly real.
I'm so sorry. I'm just real sick of talking about the guy. Anyway, all right, Edson Alvarez. There you are. There you have it. Okay, final three for the week. Our good friend FPL Boss asked us to talk about JP Van Hecke, even though I know his fantasy points are not all that, interesting. But he's been doing bits despite Brighton being a little bit shit lately. So maybe worth talking about. 41 fantasy points, 2 shots on target, 5 key passes, 16 clearances, 15 aerials, 11 tackles. I always want to see that as takeaways. I guess it's kind of the same thing. Anyway, 9 interceptions, 3 dribbles, which you don't always expect from him. Only 1 clean sheet all the while, and 11 goals against. So 11 goals against and still 41 fantasy points since Gameweek 22. Is he someone you would consider holding? Set and forget kind of guy?
Not set and forget, I don't think.
Okay.
Like
Set and forget to draw.
I didn't forget to hold. I think you mean.
How do you see him? Is he just a streamer? Is he just a little bit above that?
See him as a streamer in decent matchups. He's averaging 10 ghosts a game over the last 3, and I think his overall ghost per start is about 8.5, which is really good for a defender, especially this season. But yeah, it's the Asenyon syndrome where you get drowned out by 3 or 4 goals conceded. So that's why I think it's matchup dependent. But I think some of us punted on him against who was it, Luton? I think they gave up 3 when you think he's a premium streamer and he ends up with like one or 2 points.
They gave up 4 in that game. And then they gave up 3 against Fulham last week. He scored 2.75 and 3.75 respectively in those 2 matches.
Well, that's what I was gonna say. If you want to stream him in good matchups, then Everton, Wolves, Fulham. Wolves was FA Cup, but these matchups are kind of in the good matchup category.
Yeah,
and he's still scoring shit. So I think he's as Ryan said, I agree. He's on Asenyon levels.
Yeah, that's fair.
Brighton have really just fallen off a cliff.
Really,
attacking and defensively.
I'm upset with Brighton, as I've mentioned in our Draft Society chat. I'm so over De Zerbi ball at this point.
So what would you do if De Zerbi ended up at Liverpool? Because I saw like a tweet about him possibly being linked for the job.
I would absolutely be behind him 100%. Favorite manager of all time. Just kidding.
I still think
nobody play that for Klopp.
I like it. I think they are being hard done by it, but I think if they get through in the Europa League against Roma, which is a tough ask, then they're still in the black for the season because they are chugging along in the league and they're well into the spring in Europe. Not sure anything more could have been asked from this Brighton team with so many injuries. Like they haven't strengthened nearly enough in last summer to play this kind of Thursday weekend schedule. well.
Yeah. Yeah, that's fair. All right. Well, I think that's probably enough on JPVH. Okay, moving right along. Ryan's boy, one Christian Norgard. Basically, ever since you said to pick him up, honestly, 63 points, goal, 2 shots on target, no assists. I thought I should mention no assists. Yes, Draft Alchemy, I did mention no assists. Only because of the 6 key passes, which I thought was interesting. 24 interceptions, 11 tackles, 11 clearances, 10 aerials, and all of that with a yellow card included. How do we feel about Norgard?
Definitely want to hold.
You hate him? Why do you hate him?
Yeah.
Because you didn't start him when he scored the goal and cost him game week.
And last week, and the one time I did start him, I needed 7 to win, and he gave me 5.5.
That
So,
I mean,
conniving.
okay, fair enough. Yeah, he planned it.
mean,
He planned it.
just one floor. 7 is not much to ask for a floor
Yeah.
guy, for Christ's sake.
Well, I mean, against City and West Ham.
West Ham? I mean, Christ.
Well, that was the first week that West Ham was better because I think I was facing Bowen, so it's
Where
probably
did he
my
have the
fault.
5.5?
honestly.
Was it West Ham?
Yeah.
Yeah. Christ.
Yeah, that was on me. That one was on me. I was facing Bowen that week.
I needed 4.5 from Jorginho, and even he delivered.
Well, there you go.
Jorginho. Come on, man.
True.
But no, he's obviously I picked him up a while back for the DGW and have held him. So yeah, I mean he's a good blank game weaker. But what am I going to do after that? I really don't know. I might drop him. To be fair,
So fake.
Yeah. I actually agree.
he's not the reliable 10 or 11 every week guy that I think he was last season or the season before.
Joe,
I mean, 5.5.
Joe knows a player like that.
I mean, there's the gold standard, which is Casemiro, obviously. But
Yeah. All right. Okay, last one for this week, and then we'll move you right along to guys to waiver in and potential stashes for next week. So Vladimir Soufal, I only bring him up because he was dropped in a lot of leagues. He was utter shit for a good long while.
I picked him up for that 20-something pointer.
Yeah, and so like my question is, right, the last 2 weeks, 23.5 in the last 2 game weeks with an assist. He's got key passes. He's starting to rack up dribbles again, and then some defensive work as well, but without any clean sheets whatsoever. So, my question is, what happened? And for those who picked him up, what was the trigger? What was the I don't know, the indicator that made you want to pick him up and thought that he was going to turn things around?
The lack of options.
Okay. Yeah, but it's not that he was missing game time before. Like against Forest, he had minus 0.75. Against Sheffield United, away at Sheffield United, minus 4.25. Oh, that was a red card. Against United, 1.25. So, yeah, I mean, is it just
Paqueta?
I'll tell you my thought. I'm worried that it was because they faced Brentford and Everton.
I mean, yeah, obviously.
Okay, so in that case, he would be fantasy fake if that's true.
Yeah, I'm fully on fantasy fake. I just mean he's a streamer.
Okay. Alchemy said he was scoring decently before the red card. Let's see.
He had a very good run.
Yeah, he did. Wolves, United, Arsenal, all 10 plus. Yeah, you're right. But he did. Don't forget he had the Fulham match in there. which was -4. They let in 5 goals.
He was living off like a random assist for a few weeks too, which obviously wasn't sustainable, and then everything went pear-shaped for them. So
They seem to have found their form again.
yeah, obviously, yeah, you want him now.
All right. He's available in some leagues still. I mean, even though he's pretty widely rostered, I didn't mention the rostership, but 93 in the big 3, which obviously you're not getting him now, but 69 in home leagues. So you potentially could there. Yeah, I don't know. I mean, is he just a streamer for you guys at this point, or are you kind of, if you can get him in any of your leagues, your home leagues or whatever, are you buying into, okay, now grab him? Maybe he's a hold, season-long hold.
I think I'd hold him for now.
Yeah.
I mean, even after this, just the blank, obviously, just to see.
Yeah. All right. I like it. Anything else to add on fantasy, fake, or for real, gentlemen? We had some shouts for Kai, of course. Ryan, do you want to throw in a little Kai talk? Just I'm talking 15 seconds.
Yeah. I mean, I said it last time we talked about Kai. Is that yeah, he's a great asset to have when he's up top. He's not when he's playing midfield. So he's been playing up top for the last few weeks, and it's coincided with a great run, obviously. And yeah, that's the reason why he's scoring well. It's he's a tricky one in terms of like potential trade high, because Jesus is back at least for this week, and there's a potential there for him to lose his spot, and he's probably got great value given his last few weeks. So he's one that I would think about trading high right now. But yeah.
Nice. All right. Gameweek 28 streamers. Some of these are with an eye toward Gameweek 29. Some of them are not. You guys can obviously, let us know which ones are which. And then, of course, not of course, actually, because this is only the second week, but we do have some Evan/DraftLad shouts later on as well, which we started last week, and we're going to continue that tradition here. So, all right, Toddy, to mix things up a little bit. I feel like you've been going last lately, and not only were you not in the document last, but you're first in terms of the billing on the show here. So, a lot of fanfare. Can you deliver?
Probably not.
Cat abuser.
Yeah, I was gonna go just because I'd prepared for the pod and realized that we were talking double game week and blank game week as at the top of the hour. So I was gonna go no doubles and mainly considering short term. So game week 20 streamers.
Yeah, that works.
28 streamers. So Trippier out until after the international break, so Livramento should come in. Chelsea, a decent matchup for any team. So he's a good streamer. 1 week matchup, pick up Raya is on loan from Brentford, so can't play.
Oh,
so
yeah.
it's going to be Ramsdale starting against Brentford. Tony is their only threat, and Bono is not going to be back starting yet. So I'm pretty confident that Arsenal have a good chance of a clean sheet. So Ramsdale, again, a decent chance if you're out of luck on double or 29 starter goalkeepers. We talked about Brownhill. He's been dropped in 2 or 3 of my leagues, so that's why I had him included. He's definitely a good matchup against West Ham, and then he has a game in 29, and one Kurt Zuma against Burnley this week.
That's a good question. Ryan Omar asked Ramsdale last start as a gunner. That's an interesting one.
Ooh, I think so. Yeah, I
Yeah.
think so. Barring a Raya injury. Yeah, I don't I don't see how he could stay second fiddle, and I don't see how we could keep him with.
Are you definitely signing Raya though?
Yeah, he's been great the last few weeks, and obviously Arteta made a move to bring him in when Ramsdale was seemingly doing fine. So yeah, he's certainly Arteta's guy. So yeah, if we can get 50 for him, which is not out of the realm of possibility,
Seems
then yeah, I
doable.
think you do that.
I like it. Oh man.
Yeah, so he doesn't fucking sabotage us.
Well, yeah. I mean, Draft Alchemy is saying there goes Kiwi's clean sheet. Hope not.
He's been preying on Kiwi's downfall for weeks, but he's going to have to hold that for a while.
All right. Sanji, your Game Week 28 and maybe 29 streamers.
Yeah, so I think 3 of these guys should be in the article that I wrote for this week's waiver. So I'm not going to spend the entire time talking about them. Go read the freaking article, guys.
An article.
But Cook, Kluivert, and Tosin. So, I mean, talking about Cook and Kluivert, Sheffield United, Luton, like, I think both teams are 20th and 18th in terms of, like, goals like that they've conceded. So I guess first and third, depending on how you look at that table. But basically, they're playing teams that have conceded a lot, right? Cook just got 2 assists. I think it's great matchups for them. I mean, Kluivert is very boom or bust. Like, I think he has the highest, the goals, assists, clean sheet percentage dependency or whatever.
Oh, wow.
Out of all the Bournemouth midfielders. So, yeah, I think definitely go grab them. Wolves are, like, without their main 3 front attackers, like, assuming Neto's injury is, like, going to affect him for the next few game weeks.
Yeah.
I feel like Wolves are going to be toothless. Fulham look like they're turning a corner at the moment, so I don't mind punting for the clean sheet. And Tosin can ghost on his day as well, right?
Yeah.
A final name I'm going to mention is Meffam. I didn't talk about him in the article because was, I guess, waiting on news for what Senesi's injury was like. It sounds bad. So I assume Meffam starts. Yeah. I'm assuming Meffam starts as double for sure. And I mean, you could probably drop him after the double. But I feel like in these double game weeks, like in the past, there's always a center back that kind of pops up with a goal, typically. So there's that sort of Hail Mary punt as well to it. So yeah, those are my picks.
I like it. I can see that. I can absolutely see that. He had a good outing. Last week in replacement?
10.25 with the clean sheet, not the best.
Oh yeah, you're right.
Not terrible, but I mean the fixtures are easy enough where he can. You're expecting the clean sheet versus Sheffield, right? It's the Luton points that are a bonus, in my opinion. So
fair enough. Yeah, I guess I had it in my head that he came on after, or he came on with not enough time left to bank the clean sheet, but he did, huh? Interesting. Okay, and I mean, good lord, but I mean, if that injury does last some time. Sanji, you're saying drop him, but why would you with Everton, Palace, and Luton on the horizon?
I mean, it wouldn't surprise me if those teams score.
Okay.
Right off the bat, like Sheffield is the one that is the most attractive fixture any game week, right?
Sure.
So it's either them or Burnley, basically. So I mean, it depends on what your rosters are like. He would be like a backup for a defender 3 because I don't think you're playing more than 3 defenders unless you're blessed in your league. So
that's fair. Yeah, good call. Yeah, so like a good fallback option. I like that. That. All right, Ryan, what do you got for us?
Uncharacteristically came in late to the deck, so found out how the other half live, which is why JPVH versus Forest is on here. You gotta like them to at least keep Forest under 2-ish. In which case JPVH might drop an 8 spot with the outside chance at home against Forest. They might get a clean sheet. I doubt it, but yeah, I think he's a decent shout if you're in a pinch for a defender. Let's see here. Yeah, Harry Wilson versus Wolves. This is a good one to start with upside this week, but you get the bonus of him playing in the blank as well. So he's a twofer. But yeah, as I said, he's boom or bust. So yeah, he'll get you 4 or 20. So let's hope it's the latter with Wolves still winning somehow. Yeah, we
no
talked
Cunha,
about
no Huang, no Pedro Neto. It's gonna be
still have Sarabia.
Oh.
That's all you need.
Yeah. That's fair.
I don't
That's
know
fair.
I don't know what it's going to take to fully silence the doubters, but
This could do it. This week could do it.
yeah, it's an Alvarez. We talked about great matchup versus Burnley. I want to see if this attacking role continues. Obviously, he's a great shot for the blank game week as well. So yeah, he's somebody that I got in all of my leagues with the plan of not starting him this week and keeping him for the blank, but the possibility of starting him in a pinch. So he's good cover and a must start next week. So he's also a twofer. And yeah, Bellegarde's kind of the dart throw. With the injuries, he should start. He's usually pretty lively. I think him and Sarabia will be looked upon to score some goals. So if you need some midfield upside, he's your guy. But obviously drop him after this week to slot in somebody for the blank. And something I'm doing this weekend, because I picked up a fair amount of Bournemouth guys for the double. If it's an early enough game, thankfully, that like if somebody like Scott or Christie or Sinistera don't start the first one and you don't want to take a risk about the second one, you drop them for game week 29 stashes, your Reguilones, your Onyekas, your Rogers, all the guys that we talked about previously.
Yeah.
Because you don't want to hold the Bournemouth guys anyways, and you want to get a jump start on your league mates for the blanks. So I think I have 2 or 3 Bournemouth guys that I'm teetering on the edge of dropping anyway. So I'm going to stash if I can and start them if they do. So
Yeah. Pubs with the Ab asking, is Neto confirmed out?
I think so.
I saw reports that it wasn't that bad, but he still had to come off. And knowing his obviously history, I think they'll probably go softly with him. I mean, they're obviously in a relegation fight, so they might force him to come back in. It's a joke for Totti, but he missed it.
I'm being ostracized for a view that I held in
every year
era,
for the past 4 years.
Era.
Yeah.
I mean, my view was shared by all the odds makers, so it's not like I was against the grain.
Definition of insanity. Lost my train of thought, but
All right, and
I
then
saw that wasn't that bad, but they're not pressured to bring him back in, so I'd be surprised if he started.
Alchemy asking JPVH versus Nottingham or Mavropanos versus Burnley.
Mavropanos, because he's another twofer.
True.
That you want for the blank. So
Yeah, and also Burnley are very unlikely to score. Even if he doesn't ghost, then you're looking at needing double-digit ghosts from JPVH to bench him.
True. All right. I like it. Let's talk about Draft Lad's punts. Emphasis on punts, just so people are aware. But just in case these people start, just in case they see the rare light of day, he likes Morgan Rogers, Ryan's last round pick from earlier. He likes Adama, who was also picked in our to your draft earlier. Dango or Sinistera. I'm assuming that depends on who starts and or who you think might get more play time. I guess for me it's probably Sinistera, but that's just I don't even know. That's a dart throw, that one. Beto, if he does get another run out versus United, and that's away, that's a tough matchup, but potentially if you're really hemmed up. Eduardo França versus Luton. Obviously it's Luton, so I mean, yeah, clearly trot out whoever is going to play against them. And then the ever-present Oscar Bob and or Nunez, if they are to have any sort of day in the sun, unlikely as it may be. He likes them as well. So
yeah, Nunez broke his finger today.
Oh, today? Really? I didn't see that.
Yeah.
Okay, scratch that one.
Or dislocated, don't know yet.
There was some good memes about Pep inverting his finger.
Oh, nice. Nice. Very nice. Yeah, no, thank you. Yeah, Omar mentioning it in chat. Right on it, too. Nice work, dude. All right, so ads in the big three leagues, in the Community League, in the IGL, in the Discord leagues. Sanji's boy, Mepum, is first among them. He went from 0% rostered to 50% rostered. So still able to get him out there if you're interested. Tahith Chong, Brownhill was picked back up in a lot of places. Menji, Zuma, Smith, Alvarez, Burke, Wilson, Dross. A lot of the guys you've heard us talk about. And you're going to see that be a pretty common theme. Just people going for upside with the DGWers especially. So, yeah. But as I mentioned that, and there's a lot of decisions to make this week. Obviously, if you're curious, if you don't know what to do, if you are just completely and utterly in the dark, send us a DM, get at us. Even better, send us an email. We have on the Draft Society, on the Inner Circle benefits, there's ways you can send us a completely confidential email that none of your league mates will see. Hit us up. Let us know if you have quandaries, if you have questions. We're happy to answer. And but yeah, otherwise, we're going to go ahead and close it down unless you guys have any last second thoughts. All right. Sounds like a no. Chat, you guys were amazing. Thank you so much to everybody who joined us. If you made it this far, we love you. Community, you're the best. Hoping everybody has, I don't know if you want to call it a lucky double/blank game week. Plan accordingly, but don't destroy your team just to field the team. Yeah, again, let us know if you have questions. We can offer some advice. But yeah, for the most part, stick with guys that are going to play. Don't drop sure things just because some guy has a double that might not even play. With that, we'll just say good luck to everybody. Talk to everyone soon. Yep, thank you guys. Everybody in chat saying cheers. Later. Have a good one, y'all. Take care. Good luck this game week. Cheers.
Bye.